There have been a few articles and videos recently about Chinese cars entering new markets around the world, and like with every story about China, it has had mixed reviews. I want to take a look at the car market a little more and talk about some of the most popular car brands in China. If you know anything about China's car industry, you probably know that China has had the largest car market for some time now, and it is also the largest EV market in the world. But you might not know that China is now the largest exporter of cars, overtaking Japan this year, which means there is a good chance that you will see more Chinese brands in your country in the future. Well, maybe not the US, but for the rest of the world, get ready for the flood of Chinese cars and Chinese EVs. With this flood of cars, you'll probably start to see brands you haven't seen before. So in this video, I want to introduce you to some of the top brands here in China and talk a little bit more about China's car industry. Let's get started with the first brand I want to introduce, which is NIO. NIO is a Chinese electric vehicle maker that is headquartered in Shanghai and has raised over $5 billion from investors. The company is known for its innovative battery swapping stations, which provide a faster alternative to conventional EV charging. NIO plans to expand to 25 countries and regions by 2025, which means in the next few years, NIO could end up in your country. The company was launched in 2016, and despite some setbacks in early 2020, the brand has rebounded and is looking to expand its EV lines to other countries. Following a year of modest sales in Norway, NIO is offering 3 models in Germany, Denmark, Sweden, and the Netherlands, and is also looking to expand into the UAE. Many people that have purchased a NIO car have had good reviews about them, but there are concerns about the number of battery swapping stations in China and the ability to build out these stations in other countries. But despite these concerns, the company has been well received and it is a popular brand that is expanding overseas. Next up on our list is the Great Wall Motor Company. Great Wall Motor Company is a leading Chinese automaker based in Hebei. Established in 1984, the company has grown to become the 8th largest car manufacturer in China, selling around 1.3 million vehicles in 2021. According to their website, as one of the first Chinese car manufacturers that went global and entered overseas markets, GWM has started exporting vehicles since 1998, mainly including SUVs and pickups. Now GWM has 500 networks in over 60 countries, selling a total of 700,000 vehicles overseas. Currently, GWM has expanded its global presence to Russia, South Africa, Australia, Central and South America, South Asia, and the Middle East and Africa. As you can see, they're pretty much everywhere. GWM operates a few different brands including Haval, ORA, Tank, and others. ORA is an EV line that the company has been exporting to Europe. These mini lookalikes are designed to compete with other compact EVs, but with a price tag around 34,000 euros, some customers might find it hard to stomach. Despite the price tag, GWM is moving forward with their global expansion by adding new models in countries to their growing product lines. Moving on, we have Dongfeng Motor on our list. Founded in 1969, Dongfeng Motor Corporation, or DFM, is one of China's largest state-owned automakers headquartered in Wuhan. It is the 3rd largest of the big 4 automakers with sales around 3.3 million vehicles in 2021. DFM produces a wide range of vehicles under their own brands such as Fengdu, Voya, Aurelis, and Forthing. It also has joint ventures with foreign automakers such as Dongfeng Honda, Dongfeng Nissan, and Dongfeng Citroën. Foreign branded cars accounted for 79% of DFM's sales in 2021. DFM is also a leading producer of EVs. The company produces EVs under its own brands as well as under the dedicated EV brand Voya. DFM is committed to developing innovative and sustainable mobility solutions. DFM is a major player in the Chinese automotive industry and is well positioned for continued growth in the coming years. According to their website, at present, DFM's overseas business covers more than 30 countries and regions in Asia, Africa, South America, as well as Central and Eastern Europe. DFM is also expanding its global presence by opening new factories in international markets. You might have heard of this next brand because they've been pretty popular outside of China, and I'm talking about Geely Group. Zhejiang Geely, say that 100 times fast. Zhejiang Geely Holding Group, commonly known as Geely, was founded in 1986 and entered the automotive industry in 1997. It is currently the 7th largest automobile manufacturer in China, with sales around 1.3 million vehicles in 2021. Geely produces and sells vehicles under its own brands, including Geely Auto, Geometry, Levin, and Zeekr. It also produces vehicles under its foreign subsidiaries such as Volvo Cars, Polestar, Lynk & Co., Proton, and Lotus. Geely is probably best known outside of China for its acquisitions of brands like Volvo and Lotus, but within China, it has grown to be one of the top 10 car manufacturers. According to their website, Geely Auto's total sales for 2022 reached a little over 1.4 million units, up 8% year on year, with production and sales exceeding 1 million units for 6 consecutive years. In the field of pure electric vehicles, the fashionable and intelligent pure electric Geometry series saw sales rise by more than 35% in December, and sales for the year have risen by a remarkable 170% year over year, reaching just under 150,000 units sold, accounting for a significant proportion of Geely Auto's new energy growth. If you've been paying attention to this video, you're starting to see a trend around new energy vehicles, or EVs. For about the last 6 to 7 years, many vehicle manufacturers in China have been investing in developing EVs, and many of those investments are starting to reach markets at home and abroad. The Chinese government saw a gap in the market and wanted to be a major player in EVs, which is why many companies started to develop models and subsidiaries around EVs. As more nations look to reduce their carbon emissions and pass laws related to fuel efficiency, the EV market is poised to explode in the future, and Chinese EVs are ready to fill that demand with more affordable options. And speaking of EVs, let's talk about BYD, which is the next Chinese car company that has been trying to expand beyond China. About a year ago, I actually had the opportunity to visit their headquarters in Shenzhen and learn more about the company. BYD is a Chinese multinational conglomerate headquartered in Shenzhen. Founded in 1995, the company has 2 major subsidiaries, BYD Auto and BYD Electronics. BYD manufactures a wide range of products including automobiles, buses, electric bicycles, trucks, forklifts, solar panels, and rechargeable batteries. Obviously, we are only going to focus on BYD Auto for this video, but if you are interested in the company, you can watch the video about my visit to their headquarters after you watch this one. One of the things I learned while on the trip is their effort to produce EVs, and according to the company, they are now the largest producer of EVs in the world. BYD overtook Tesla in June 2022 as the world's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, announcing it had sold around 641,000 EVs in the first half of 2022. Later in 2022, it became the first car maker in China to build 1 million new energy vehicles, a term used in China to describe plug-and-play electric vehicles and fuel cell electric vehicles in a single year. And on August 11, 2023, BYD celebrated the historic milestone of 5 million new electric vehicles sold in the company's history. According to the website Inside EVs, BYD holds about 15% share of the global battery electric vehicles in 2023 and about 21% share of the global plug-in category, which combines battery electric cars and plug-in hybrid cars. Outside of EVs, BYD is still a major car manufacturer, and according to Bloomberg, BYD is China's best-selling car brand for the first time, dethroning Volkswagen as it continues its meteoric rise. The Warren Buffett-backed electric vehicle maker leapfrogged its German rival for the first quarter, selling more than 440,000 cars in China, according to the automotive industry data compiled by Bloomberg. As we can see, BYD is a major player in EVs and in regular cars here in China. We have made it halfway through this list, and I have a question for you. Would you buy a Chinese-made car? If you would buy a Chinese-made car, give this video a like. And if you wouldn't buy one, leave a comment below and let me know what are the reasons why you wouldn't buy one. I'm really interested to know why you wouldn't buy a Chinese car. Alright, let's talk about the next company, FAW Group. China First Automobile Works is a Chinese state-owned automobile manufacturer headquartered in Jilin. Founded in 1953, it is currently the second largest of the big 4 state-owned car manufacturers in China. Although the company started by making trucks, this is basically the original car company in China. The company has 3 main brands, Hongqi, Jifeng, and Bestune, along with foreign-branded joint ventures such as FAW Toyota and FAW Volkswagen. According to the website Marklines, China FAW Group Corporation sold 3.5 million vehicles in 2021, of which around 300,000 were the Hongqi brand, 70,000 the Bestune brand, and around 450,000 the Jaifeng brand. Among their foreign joint venture brands, FAW Volkswagen sold around 1.8 million units, and FAW Toyota sold around 840,000 units. According to reports, the company is aiming for 6.5 million unit sales, and with 20% of those sales being new energy vehicles by 2025. Again, we can see the push for EVs even from more traditional brands like FAW Group. This brand isn't pushing too hard to enter new markets, but you might see the Hongqi brand gain some traction over the next few years because of its luxury focus. Despite that, the company is a major player here in China and has many joint ventures, making it a notable company. Next is a Chinese state-owned auto manufacturer headquartered in Guangzhou. Guangzhou Automobile Group, or GAC Group, is the fifth largest automaker in China with around 2.2 million sales in 2021. Founded in 1954, the company produces and sells vehicles under its own brands such as Trumpchi, Aion, and Haikan, as well as under foreign-branded joint ventures such as GAC Toyota, GAC Honda, and GAC Mitsubishi. It also produces electric vehicles under some of its own brands, including the dedicated EV brand Aion and Haikan. As we can see, they are also pushing into EVs. In GAC Aion, the electric vehicle subsidiary is targeting sales of about 500,000 vehicles this year, which would be double from last year. And according to reports, the company announced a new goal of selling 500,000 vehicles annually in its overseas markets by 2030. In the coming years, GAC will introduce its electric vehicle models to Europe with a focus on Western European markets. And in the Asia-Pacific region, the company is expected to sell fuel-powered pure electric vehicles and establish production bases in Malaysia, Thailand, and Myanmar. It'll be interesting to see if they actually accomplish these goals in the coming years. Moving on, we have Chery Auto. Chery is a Chinese state-owned automobile manufacturer headquartered in Anhui, China. Founded in 1997, it is currently the 9th largest auto manufacturer in China, with a little over 1.2 million vehicles produced in 2022. Chery produces a wide range of vehicles including sedans, SUVs, minivans, and commercial vehicles. The company also has a joint venture with the Italian automaker Fiat Chrysler Auto. Chery is a major player in the Chinese automotive market and is well positioned to continue growth in the years to come. The company is investing heavily in research and development and is committed to developing new technologies and products. Since 2002, Chery has been the top exporter of Chinese brand passenger vehicles, exporting over 269,000 vehicles in 2021 and 451,000 vehicles in 2022, which is why I added it to this list. Next up is Chang'an Auto, which is a Chinese state-owned automaker founded in 1862. It is headquartered in Chongqing and is the oldest automobile maker in China. Currently, it is the smallest of the big four state-owned car manufacturers in China, with car sales around 2.3 million in 2022, which include new energy vehicle sales that increased by 160% year-on-year to 284,000 units. The company produces and sells vehicles under its own branding such as Chang'an, Ocean, Kaixing, as well as under foreign-branded joint ventures such as Chang'an Ford and Chang'an Mazda. According to reports, by 2030, Chang'an Auto aims to achieve the goal of 4 ones, which are overseas investments breaking through $10 billion, annual overseas volumes exceeding 1.2 million units, overseas business employees exceeding 10,000 employees, and becoming a world-class automobile brand. As we can see, they have big plans for the future. And finally on our list, we have SAIC Motor, or Shanghai Automotive Industry Corporation, which is a Chinese state-owned automobile manufacturer headquartered in Shanghai. It is the largest of the big four state-owned car manufacturers with sales of 5.37 million vehicles in 2021. SAIC Motor was founded in 1955 and has a long history of manufacturing and exporting vehicles. The company produces a wide range of vehicles including passenger cars, commercial vehicles, and electric vehicles. The company produces and sells vehicles under its own branding such as IM, Maxus, MG, Rising, Rori, Baojun, and Wuling. as well as under foreign branded joint ventures such as Sachs Volkswagen and Sachs General Motors. According to the company website, in 2022, SAC Motors sold more than 5.3 million vehicles, ranking first in China for 17 years in a row. Sales of the automaker's self-owned brands exceeded 2.78 million units, accounting for 52.5% of its total sales, and sales of its new energy vehicles exceeded 1 million units, up 46.5% year on year, while its overseas sales hit a record high of over 1 million units, up 45.9% year on year, helping it retain the top spot among China's automakers for 7 consecutive years. SAC Motor became the first Chinese automaker with both its annual new energy vehicle sales and overseas sales to exceed 1 million units, which is why it's number 1 on this list. So there you have it, 10 Chinese car brands that are looking to expand globally. There are a lot of smaller companies that are also looking to enter foreign markets, but this list covers most of the major players. So the question is, would you buy a Chinese car? Leave a comment below and let me know if you would or wouldn't buy one, and why or why not. I think we're going to see a flood of affordable and mid-range EVs pouring out of China soon, and hopefully the market will adjust accordingly to this new competition. We saw this before in the 80s and 90s with Japanese cars, and I personally think the pattern will be similar. There will be some resistance at first, but over time, Chinese cars will find a place in the global markets and just be another option for consumers. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below and let us know. And if you're looking to watch another video, you can check out when I went to BYD headquarters in Shenzhen to see what they're all about.